I am getting ready to go see the RV repair people so they can diagnose what the Hammond Brown Jennings is going on with my solar system. Y'all pray. I'm praying. I am praying that it is something simple like a fuse. I'm hoping it's not my batteries. I'm hoping it's because getting my battery, a replacement battery shipped to me with all the movement that I'm doing right now, it's going to be a little difficult. So I am praying that it is not the battery and it's just something simple. Because the batteries are new pretty much. So, but it's not like something new can't malfunction. It happens all the time. So gotta be there by 10 and it's 9:30, I think. So, and it's only a 10-mile drive, so don't have far to go. It's gonna be all right. I know it's gonna be all right. Hope they don't take all my coins though.
Hi, let's go.
Alright, let's take a look at our weather forecast today.
Today's forecast, a lot of sunshine, blue skies, marine clouds. Just a perfect day to go outside and relax. That's your forecast. We'll be right back.
Yeah, sunny days, no clouds in the sky, about to get away. Feels like it's been a freaking decade. Sorry, don't call me cause I'm gonna be on break. Sunny day, make way. All the stress and doubt, yeah, not today.
If I go under 13 something, and I'm usually at 14
You should be at
something,
13.6 when it's
it's just like your car battery. You should be at the, So I'm like, I have no idea what's going on, but I'm praying that it's just something simple. Unfortunately, in order for them to be able to access my batteries and all of my solar components, I have to go through my storage drawer that's back there and take everything out, because the way it's built, the batteries and solar components are behind that drawer, which is the only way we could figure out how to install my solar. But it is truly a pain in the butt, because once they take all of that out, they're also going to have to take the drawer off of its slides, and then they can do their work. So my work has begun.
thinks that the voltage is low, instead of having to get there, it will start shutting things down. The controller doesn't read the amperage. It's reading voltage.
This is the culprit. My main connect wire, is loose, and this is what is supposed to disconnect all of the power in my van. So it is burnt out. Since I rode again, getting my day started, I checked out a few places that I wanted to visit while in Rhode Island, but I also needed to take Nina Simone in to get her fluid levels, tire pressure, all the things checked because a girl is not trying to be broke down in these streets, okay? So I typically do this in every state that I get to just to ensure that we are doing well because again, I ain't trying to be broke down if I can help it. We are back on the road after getting Nina Simone taken care of. She was in great condition. Of course, we did have to put a little bit of air in her tires, but other than that, she was great. I will make sure that I put the names of the companies that I have worked with that have been amazing. This one was as well, and it will be in the description box. Now I am heading to get something to munch on. I found a little coffee shop that wasn't too far from the tire shop, and I'm gonna check it out. But y'all, check out these views of the water. Y'all know I love me some water. Rhode Island so far is gorgeous. I had no idea that coming for a cup of coffee, I would come upon this historic marker that talks about the Middle Passage. I also didn't know that Rhode Island was the center of the American transatlantic slave trade, which accounted for the majority of American slave voyages from 1700 until 1808. All because I just wanted a cup of coffee. I learned a little bit more about my history across this country. This place is absolutely adorable. It reminds me of being at home in Maryland when I visit Solomon's Island. It's just so peaceful. And it happens to be a very, very nice day here in Rhode Island as well. The temperature is just perfect. But I did bring my jacket just in case.
What did you not do?
I had a dream last night. Did everything I never do in real life. I stepped into a room, told everyone to be quiet, cause I had something to say. Blew everybody away, wear whatever I want. Dressed in a gown, everybody's like, why, where you going? Nowhere special, just going to the store. I think I'd have it all, tell you I have even more. Picking a plate, being a plate, she is unruly. Never seen it like this, didn't think it existed, no truly.
Today, I actually slept until, I want to say like 1:30 something till 2. And I was totally exhausted. But as I was sleeping, all I could think about was what I needed to do. I was thinking all about how I could create content, what I could do to increase my YouTube engagement, what I could do to increase the shorts engagement, all the things that capitalism really has us thinking about versus focusing on just allowing myself to rest. And I wanted to talk about this because I did not realize how exhausting driving across country, even if it's only 100 and something. Yesterday, I think I drove maybe 125 miles. So it wasn't a long trip. It was maybe 2 hours. And I even stopped in between. So it wasn't a continuous trip or anything, but I was exhausted. And I noticed this at the beginning of my trip. And nobody ever talks about that, how exhausting it is. They always make it seem like everything about van life is just glamour and fun and all the things. But let me tell you, it's not. It is exhausting. Yes, it is beautiful, but it is truly exhausting. Getting in the van, I'm on a busy road. Sorry about that. But it is exhausting, to say the least. And as a black woman, and I can't speak for anybody else, so if anyone has any feedback on how it is for them as a woman, if you're non-black, please let me know. But I know as a black woman, I've been taught that I have to work 2 times harder than everyone else to get straps, to be quite honest, because no matter how hard we work, most often we're passed over for opportunities. Our work is stolen. Someone else takes credit for the work that we do. And I can't speak for someone else. However, I do know that a lot of times other non-black women also face some of the same challenges in the workforce, where they are not acknowledged for their work. Their work is stolen. They're not given credit for the work that they do. So I do know that that is prevalent. Let me charge this thing while we're talking, because she gonna die. Sorry about that. But I do know that it does happen. But from a black perspective, we've been taught that there is no room to rest. And I'm going to crank up Nina Simone so that she can be charging, so that I don't lose you all. And it has had the hugest impact on me, because this journey for me is about rest. It's about leaning into healing. It's about unlearning these unhelpful, very harmful ways of being that I've been taught by my parents, and they were taught by their parents, and they were taught by their parents. Because here's the thing, these teachings are because if you were slack on the plantation and did not produce, keyword produce, what you were supposed to produce as an enslaved piece of property, and I say that just the way it was because that's how they were seen, as a piece of property, not as human beings. They could be beaten, they could be sold, and worse, they could be killed. So what we are living today as black people, African Americans, is the byproduct of our enslaved people, our ancestors. And unfortunately, black women also bear the brunt of maintaining households in many, many cases. And it's not because our men aren't there. In some cases that is true, but that's across all ethnicities. There are so many Caucasian women who are single parent households, Asian, Chinese, Indian, and so forth. We just don't hear about it because the media wants to perpetuate that this only happens and is a bad thing only in our black community, when in fact that was actually created by our enslaved owners, the enslaved, the owners, the slave owners. I won't say, because they weren't masters. They were slave owners. So they broke up families. So if the Black community's foundation is crap, it's because it was meant to be that way. It was designed to be that way, because if you don't have a strong foundation, you're easily led. You easily can fall prey to harmful hands. And that's sad. But we are the backbone. We're the backbone in our communities. We are the backbone in our families. Our kids lean on us. That's why there is such a huge level of respect in most cases, because we know that over the centuries a lot has changed, and a lot has certainly changed in the last couple of decades that I've been living. So, but there's a huge respect for the Black woman, and there's also this requirement for us to be strong, to be independent, and take care of ourselves, not ask for help. And because of that, we do not know how to rest. So we think rest is just sleeping. And it's not just sleeping. That is a big part of it, because if you don't get adequate rest, if you don't get adequate sleep, you're not able to function properly. You're probably going to be really impatient. You're going to be short with people. You may have a short fuse. And I know that about myself, that when I'm tired, I'm a very grouchy person. So rest is so very important. But when you don't know how to do it, you feel guilty when you take off, when you take a nap. You give yourself a very limited amount of time to even take a nap. Like me sleeping today, every time I would look at the clock and I would go, it's 10 o'clock, it's 12 o'clock, it's 1 o'clock. And a part of me would have this little feeling, and then I would go, but I'm going to listen to my body. I'm going to listen to my body. I'm going to listen to my body. I had to keep talking myself into continuing to rest. So even though I was resting and I didn't get up until like 1 something to 2, it wasn't the best rest, but it was longer than I normally would sleep. And with driving, with having to be on alert at all times, not just from driving, but we have to be on alert in a different way when it comes to our safety, because a Black woman traveling solo in any type of vehicle, and definitely in a van like mine with solar and all the things, I become a big target for people who want to do harm to someone. And we all know that crimes against Black people, and specifically Black women, goes very much unnoticed. We don't get the type of media coverage that our counterparts get. And so when people harm us or take our lives, it just does not have the same impact on society as it does when our counterparts are harmed and their lives are taken. So we have to be on 2 times more alert, 3 times more alert than other ethnicities. And it's exhausting. Even when I'm at Harvest Host, I literally have to spend so much of my energy and time making sure that they're not racist. And I really can't tell that. I just try to look through the reviews and see if people who look like me have stayed there. And even though there's a policy of no racism and so forth, you can't control that. No business can control that. We see that even in our governmental system. So you can't control that from a business perspective, no matter how much you try to do it. However, you can enforce it. And most do, but many don't. And I'm grateful to say that Harvest Host does, which is why Black Women Who RV, my social network for Black women who RV, is a partner with them. But with all of that we have to do to be safe on the roads, and to have situational awareness, to check crime stats where we are traveling to make sure of the population levels. Is the population balanced? And there will never be a balanced population, because we know that northern states don't have as many African American people as southern states do. And the further I go north, in many cases, I am noticing that the population of African Americans is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And that is concerning. However, I'm not going to allow it to stop me from going to these beautiful parts of the country. I believe that showing up as who I am, the bubbly, kind person that I am, but don't get it twisted. I can get grimy if I need to, because I'm going to protect me. But I believe showing up as my authentic, beautiful self, hopefully it will alleviate and minimize any difficulties with people who have an issue with racism, bigotry, who are biased and so forth. And I say all that to say is because that energy that we have to expend is freaking exhausting. And no one talks about how exhausting it is, especially from this perspective, because we just don't see a lot of Black people being pushed on YouTube who are doing this van life, and very few Black women living this lifestyle, whether full-time, part-time, or as I'm doing, as a road trip. But it's exhausting. And having to unlearn these harmful ways of being and attempting to get rest, I've noticed that I am going to have to extend my time in the locations that I'm going to. I was trying to stay 4 nights, 5 days, but I'm going to have to really look at staying 7 days, at least 6 nights, or anywhere between 7 to 10 days, because it takes a day or two to come down and to feel like myself. I literally left my van today around 4 o'clock, and I came to this amazing little coffee shop. Today, it was beautiful. Today was beautiful. Yesterday also. It was a great travel day. Excuse me. My chai tea is coming back, I guess. But it was a beautiful, beautiful travel day. And I didn't want to miss out on this beautiful weather because, you know, it's spring. So ain't no telling what could happen. And I'm also in the New England states. And I'm near a lot of water, so it could get really cool, and I really wanted to be out in it. And I'm tired now, to be quite honest. I literally want to go to sleep, and I probably will go to sleep. I'm gonna go find somewhere to park. I do have a Harvest Toast location, and I'll get there later tonight, maybe. But I am so exhausted, and I'm giving myself the grace, and I'm also giving myself permission to lean into it and to really rest. Even if I have to continue to tell myself to honor my body, to listen to my body, because my body is my temple, right? But I would love, if you are a van lifer, whether full-time, part-time, or doing a road trip like myself, and if you are Black, that would be even better to hear a little bit about your relationship with rest. And I definitely want to hear from my non-Black followers and subscribers also, particularly if you are a woman, how you are handling
the level of exhaustion that comes with this lifestyle. Excuse me. I should have put my phone on do not disturb. I'm going to do that now so I can finish our time together. But if you would let me know in the comments how you lean into rest. Do you have to push yourself to rest? Do you have to talk yourself into resting, taking a nap? Do you feel guilty when you rest? And what do you do? How do you rest? Because rest is not just, again, our body. We need to rest mentally. We need to rest emotionally. We need to rest spiritually. We need to rest socially. We need to rest from a perspective of financially. We need to rest from a perspective of how much we take in on social media. There's so many levels that we need to rest on. I'm pretty good on a lot of the other areas, but the physical rest and shutting my mind off is the hardest for me. Could it be because I'm a Capricorn? I don't know. But again, I really want to hear about it in the comments. But if you are living this lifestyle, I just want to encourage you, again, regardless of whether it's full-time, part-time, weekend, road trip, and even if you're not, I want to encourage you to give yourself permission to rest. And not just give yourself permission, do it. Because we can give ourselves permission to do it, but will we do it? You know? So I hope that you all have enjoyed this video, and I cannot wait to read your comments. Make sure you have your notifications set so you will know when I upload a new video so that you don't miss it. Okay? If you are a new viewer, thank you so much for being here. I hope that I have said something or done something that is going to encourage you to subscribe to my channel and set your notifications. If you are an OG subscriber and follower, thank you so very much. Your comments, your love, your emails, your questions, I so very, very much appreciate it. Until the next video, please do everything in your power that you can do to plant the seeds that are going to propel you forward so that you can continue to grow, thrive, and flourish, so that you can create and live the life that you deserve and want. You can do this, and I want that for you as well. Love you. See you next time.